Budget-friendly DIY Christmas gifts live. That's what we're talking about tonight. Hi, my name is Gayle, and welcome to my Bodacious channel, where we're all about not letting life get in the way of living. And part of that is living within your budget. I know ever since I wrecked our van, I've been very conscious of our budget. So I want you all to just sit back, relax, have some fun. Because if you're looking for holiday presents that won't break the bank, this live is for you. So come along and craft with me as we get some projects done. These are all projects that you can make at home for holiday presents. They're not going to break the bank. In some cases, you may have some of these already at home that you can work on. So these are all simple projects. They are going to be perfect for RV life or small spaces. Really, anyone who loves creative gift giving on a budget. And if you like DIY crafts, this is the place for you tonight. So, hi and welcome. My name's Gayle, and you're on my Be Bodacious channel, where we're all about not letting life get in the way of living. So, first, let's kind of prepare our table. And I have it covered in black so as to not mess things up. And just in case I have things that I'm going to throw away, I always tape a bag to my table. That just makes life easier. If I've got something I just want to throw in the trash, it's right there, like this. I took the last piece of tape. So who have we got in here? Busy Lady. Hi, Busy Lady. Welcome. It's good to see you. So, yeah, let me see. Who else have we got here? I'm trying to be able to see on the computer as I talk to you all. Hopefully it's going to work. I've never done this before. So we're going to give it a whirl because I want to be able to see the chat if at all possible. And I think I just closed out what I need. Okay, well, that didn't work as well as I had hoped. Let me see if I can get back into it. Because you all are important. And I want to hear what you have to say as we read what you have to say as we go through and make these. I've just got a couple for tonight. I'm going to do a few more of these as we go along here because everybody I know is on a budget this Christmas, like everybody. And I want to be able to help, if I can, with your holiday gift giving and, show you how to do some DIY things that are not expensive. And I'm still trying to pull this up here. This may, will it do it? All right, let me see. I may actually be onto something here. Maybe, maybe not. All right, well, I'm going to keep working on this. Give me just 1 second because I thought I had it fixed. And y'all know me in tech. Sometimes this works better than others. Whoops. Okay, this might not work. Let's see. Okay, so we've got Valerie Reese and Busy Lady are both in here. Valerie, congratulations on your trip. Valerie just got back from an amazing trip. Absolutely amazing. She went to Peru. Anybody jealous? I am. If you're jealous, tell her in the chat. All right. So one of the first things, yes, please do hit the like button. Thank you, Busy. Thank you very much. So, all right. One of the first things I want to do is I'm going to paint this jar. Now, this is actually a tea jar. My husband loves Lipton tea, as you can tell from the lid. But we're going to cover it up and we're going to make this Christmas. And it is so simple. So to do this, I've got some red paint and some white paint. And I'm just going to paint a couple of candy canes on it. I'm going to freehand it. If you all are not comfortable doing freehand, do not worry. Just take a dry erase marker and put your design on your jar. You'll be good to go. Absolutely good to go. So I got my paint. I'm going to go ahead and tell you. I got some of my paint at the Dollar Tree and some at Walmart. And you want to pick up some Mod Podge or spray sealer for these projects because that's really what holds your paint onto your jars or your projects in general. So you want to make sure you have that. So for candy canes, you're always going to want, of course, white and red. And I'm going to do an outline with black paint, but you can use a black marker if you'd rather. And I'm going to do this first because it's glass and it's going to need a few minutes to dry. And let me just show you how simple this is. You always want to start with your light color first because you're going to be covering it up with your dark color. And anytime you are using acrylics, which is what you have to use for this, you want to make sure that you have clothes on, that you're not going to be upset if they get messed up, okay? Very important, very important. So, okay, I'm just going to take my jar and I'm just going to put white paint right there. Just kind of glob it on a little bit. You don't have to be super precise because we all know what a candy cane looks like, right? So just put it on there. It does not have to be absolutely perfect with the white, okay? And I think I'm going to put a second candy cane on here. And I'm dipping my brush each time. You don't have to. So I'm just going to kind of run the candy canes together just a little bit. And that's okay. So I've got my white, just like that. It doesn't get much simpler, right? Okay. So she's talking, okay, have a question, but it can wait. You always have wonderful ideas. Thank you. Thank you. I try. So I'm just going to give this just a minute to sit because we've got to do this in stages. Otherwise, our red and our white will bleed together and we won't even have pink. What we'll have is bleeding of one color into the other, and it'll kind of look like spider veins sometimes. So we're going to give this just a minute. Okay. While this is waiting, I'm going to go ahead and show you project number 2 because it's really simple too. And that'll give this a minute to dry before we go to the red. And I wanted to show you this because sometimes we might want to do a little gift, but we are not really paint happy, I guess you could say. We're not comfortable, we don't like it, whatever. So another little gift that's super, super easy is to do a candle holder. Now, I will confess, I got this candle holder at the Dollar Tree, but you can get them at a thrift shop. Just find one that's in good shape. You don't want any cracks or anything like that. But this one, Dollar Tree, buck 25. Just got to pull the. I'm sorry, buck and a half. And okay, for right now, I'm going to leave the sticker on. But take, just find whatever glass container that you like, what speaks to you, and a candle that speaks to you. I like the white. And before you do anything to it, you want to make sure that it's all clean. So we are going to wipe it in a little bit of rubbing alcohol. You can also use Windex, right? Let's see. I think somebody came in the chat here. Let me see. Oh, it's not. Okay. I can't see your name on the screen there. I'm sorry. Okay, but just clean that up real good because even if you don't like the paint and it's not your thing, you can still make a cute gift. These Dollar General store, they're just little stickers. $2 is what I paid for them. And one pack is going to do several projects. And all we're going to do is just stick them randomly on here. And you think, well, Gayle, it's stickers. Yep. And it's cute and it's easy and it's fast. It's going to be honestly almost as cute as Sir Fluffy, my service dog, or Pipsy, my service dog. So I just have 4 on there, but I got 2 packs of stickers. See, just this fast to putting it together. And it is a great project to have. Like you've got several people like at work and you're doing an exchange and you've got several people that you have to get gifts for. Projects are the way to go. Because once you get the materials, you can put them together easily. And you can do several of them, and it's not going to break the bank. And it's personal, They know that you thought about them and you cared enough to make something. So I'm just kind of sticking these kind of to and fro. These stick really, really well. Let me warn you. And see, just like this, you've got your little stickers on here. Now, how's that? How's that for a cute little gift? Do you like it? What do y'all think? And it's just that fast and easy. And I've got plenty more stickers for another 2 or 3. So go to a thrift shop. Just clean it up real good, of course, because you got to do that anyway. So go to a thrift shop, find the glassware that you like, get you a candle, and voila. Cute little gift, fast, easy, and doesn't cost much, especially, with thrift shops. So, I mean, in the chat, like this stream, please. Hi, it's good. It's good to see you, Mara. I'm just going to slip these back in here. So now that that's done, I'm going to go back to my jar. Amaru, it's good to see you. Welcome, Kenneth. It's good to see you. Good to see both of you. Thank you for coming in. Don't forget to give me a like. And if you haven't subscribed, please do so, okay? All right. I do a lot of travel, lifestyle, and service dog videos on the channel, but I do want to take some time this Christmas and do some budget DIY gifts. All right. The red. And so this is dried enough that I'm not going to have problems with the bleeding. And so just as before, we're just kind of dabbing some red on. And you want to go use your light colors first, because the reason you want to do that is you're going to cover up some of the paint, and it's easier to go light and put the dark on top. And see, this is pretty quick too. Now, this jar is not going to be a candle holder. This jar, you're going to be able to put candy in, cookies, really anything you want. Or if you just want to give it to somebody empty, you can do that. They can fill it up. So that's how it's looking so far. People have told me, like I used to teach ceramics, my family had a shop, and people told me all the time, oh, I couldn't do this, or oh, I couldn't do that. Well, yeah, you can. It's just a matter of how. But you can do anything. If one person can do it, when it comes to crafts, you can do it too. You just have to figure out how, and you have to have some patience. That's it. That is it. Now I know if you have teenagers in the house, patience it's a virtue, right? But you got this. This you can handle. So there you go. There's your candy canes. But again, we have to give it a minute and let it sit, because it's got to dry. And I'm going to put another little thing right here. And here's the thing too. I got to tell you, with when you're painting on glass, the really neat thing is if you don't like it, take some Windex to it. You can fix it, and it just takes a couple of seconds to do that. So, all right, there we are with those two. Still, we're not done yet. Not done. But we're going to let it sit. I'm going to blow on it just a minute. Yes, thank you for the reminders to give a thumbs up. I really appreciate that. They're so helpful. So I'm just going to do this to kind of get it started here, started drying. Now, while this is thinking about its life choices, I'm going to paint a Santa Claus cinnamon stick. Now, I use cinnamon just because it smells good. But if you don't have cinnamon or it's out of your budget, that's fine. You can actually, for this one, you can use sticks out of your yard. Just make sure you take the bark off and they dry real good. And then you're going to coat them with a light coating of sealer, your Mod Podge, and go from there. Okay. And this is cinnamon. This is your spice. Smells good. Want to smell? Sorry, smell-o-vision's not a thing. But these, honestly, these are great. Now you can make these into refrigerator magnets. You can put a pin back on them and people can wear them. Or I have a friend of mine who is, she just goes overboard with Christmas, overboard. So last year I went to her house and she had clothespins with her cards. She'd done them all with clothespins. So I thought, wouldn't it be cool to make her this year some Santa Claus clothespins with cinnamon sticks? So I got a couple of different sizes of clothespins to work with, and I think it's going to be really cute. So for this, you're going to want your red and your white, and you're going to want pink. We're going to start with pink because that's going to be the face of Santa Claus. And I'm just going to use it straight out of the lid, which I probably shouldn't do, but that's okay. So for this, all you're going to do is you're going to kind of dab it on again. Does not have to be perfect by any means. There we go. Okay. This dab is going to be his face, but we're not going to put a full face on it, and we're not going to need to. Give that just a second while I put the lid on the pink. You know what I said about trash earlier? I've always got little pieces and odds and ends of trash to throw away. Put that in there. Okay. So now we're going to put the white for his hat and his beard. Except we're only going to put the fluff for his hat and for his beard. Now, I accidentally made a white spot there. Can you see it? I think you can there. And that's okay because we're going to make that part of his beard. And you just kind of want to dab the beard on, well, all the paint on, because beards are not this solid, smooth, silky appearance, right? Nobody's beard is smooth and silky. It's always got light spots, dark spots. It's just the way it goes. So just kind of, plop the beard on. And we're just going to kind of plop some fuzz on, not fuzz, the fur part of his hat. Just like that. Just like that. Super simple. Sue, what do you all think so far? I'm going to put some more white around that. And you want to come down also kind of around his face. You don't want to just leave it, you know, straight on the sides because our faces are not straight, right? They're round. So there you go. Gonna give this a minute. And oh my gosh, it smells so good. So I'm gonna give that just a second so I can plug in my hot glue gun. See what I got down there. Glitter, do that. Hot glue, hot glue. Gotta make sure I have the right hot glue gun. Hot glue comes in colors, just so you know. And I have my pink one loaded with black. Well, I don't need black right now. I just need what's going to be clear. So I'm just going to kind of wrap this up. But you can get glow in the dark. You can get clear. You just get all kinds of glue sticks now. I remember when low temp glue was a thing, and we were all excited about low temp glue, or at least I was until it was summer. I bought some low temp glue, put it in the trunk of my car. This was back when cars had trunks. Came out of my afternoon shift that day, got home, and all my low temp glue had just become this blob. Okay. And when it's warming up, pro tip here, when it's warming up, put it on a little dish or something just to catch any glue that happens to drip out of your glue gun. You don't, you will not be happy. So, all right. So not bad so far, right? Not bad. So we're going to work on his hat. Got to put the red on. Got to put the red on. And we're just going to kind of make this rough triangle. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect. My hat is not perfect that I'm wearing. Okay. So got the red for the hat. Now let me do his nose. Okay. Got to do that. Can you believe this is this easy? This is just that simple. And now we just have to put the white on for the very ball at the top of the hat. Almost done. In just a minute, we're going to put two very much smaller dots just for eyes. Now, I don't always put an eye on the eyes on the Santa. Sometimes you need it, and sometimes you don't. So I tell you what, rather than use the paint, I want to show you, you can use a marker and do some of these things. So there you go. It's that easy, people. It doesn't have to be complicated at all. So again, since we're using paint, we're just going to let it dry for a minute. My glue gun's heating up, and we're going to put it on the clothespin. And you can use different size clothespins. You can make it a pin that somebody can wear on their shirt. You can make it a magnet, but it really pops once you go to put it in a little gift box. The whole thing just really pops as a really cute gift. See, just like that. The little gift boxes add value, but they're expensive. And I'm going to come on a live stream in a couple of days and show you how you can make your own gift box using greeting cards. Always save your greeting cards, okay? Because you from one year to the next, because you may want them for things like this. All right, let's go back to our jar. There it is so far. And I still have a little bit of wet paint. So I hope this next part, I hope is going to work out. And that is, I'm going to go through, I'm going to put my outline on. And again, you can let it dry more and you can use a pen if you'd rather, if you've got a Sharpie, thin or thick. If you want to buy one of the paint pens that are like gold or silver, you can use that. I'm just going to outline these. So it's whatever color you like, that's what you use. And for this, you're gonna want a smaller paintbrush. Don't even try it. If you've got a paintbrush like this, it's not you're not going to be able to do it. You're going to have something that's small. So a little round pointed one is perfect. And we're just going to go around. So tomorrow is Thanksgiving. What are you all having and doing for Thanksgiving? We're just going to go out to a restaurant. It's just myself and my husband, so I don't see the point in doing a big turkey dinner. And today was my husband's birthday, so we celebrated that. This is looking good, you all, I think. See how that little outline just really makes it pop? Now, Valerie says possibly altitude sickness from Peru. We canceled Thanksgiving due to sickness. I hope you feel better. I hope you feel better quickly. I have not really experienced altitude sickness, and I hope never to. So I really hope you feel better fast. Now, if you don't feel like you can make a you know, a line that's kind of steady, you can just touch your brush to this, or like I said, just go ahead and use a marker. I won't tell, and it'll still be cute. That's all that matters, right? Is that it's cute and you like it. The thing about this project is really the longest thing is letting paint dry. It's actually pretty quick otherwise. And just in the like length of this live stream, how long have I been live? What, 30 minutes maybe? Let's see if I can see it. I can't see it. Probably about half an hour. And in this length of time, I've already gotten 2 projects really well started and 1 done. So you don't have to spend all day doing this, which is really nice. And I just realized I forgot to put a mouth on Santa Claus here. We can't have that. Let me get that. So here we go. It's drying. So what I'm going to do next, and it's going to have to completely dry for this next part, is I've got some green paint. I want to make a bow for it, but it's got to fully dry. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to show that to you or not. We'll see. I can show you about making the lid too. First, let me fix up Santa. Santa, I'm so sorry. You have no mouth. There you go. He has a mouth now. Yay! Now, once this completely dries, that's when I'm going to go through and I'm going to put a coat of the Mod Podge on it, and that just seals the paint down. It doesn't do anything fancy. It just seals it down. And for that, I'm going to use my wide brush, and I'm just going to take one stripe or two and just cover Santa. His paint's a little wet still at this point, so I'm definitely not going to do it now. Hopefully, by the end of this stream, I'll be able to do that. But for right now, let's take Mr. Santa Claus, and I put the glue. Here's a tip for you. You got your cinnamon stick, and I used the smooth side for Santa. The other side has a dip in it. So what you want to do when you go to glue it onto either your pin back or your magnet or your clothespin, you want to put the glue on the back side. You want to make sure that you get it in this groove. Okay, so put the glue on the back and fill that in pretty well. Don't worry about the strings from your glue gun. You're going to have those. That's just the way life is. You can trim them off after they dry. Okay. So went through, put the glue on it. You kind of got to work a little bit quickly here because you want to make sure you get this on here. And you may have to play around with it just a little bit to get it perfectly where you want it and how you want it. That's okay. So for this, a lot of people use E6000 for a lot of projects, and it's wonderful. For this, you want hot glue or low temp glue. Reason being is because you want to make sure you fill all the little gaps, okay? See those little gaps? You want to make sure you fill those with glue. And it's really hard to do with E6000. Uh, so, yeah, use your hot glue. And I'm going to come around on the other side too and add more glue. As long as you make sure that the clothespin can open and close, you're in good shape. And what you can do if the glue bothers you, if seeing glue bothers you, or you think it's going to bother your friend, go through, tuck some greenery in there. I don't think this is going to bother her at all, so I'm not going to worry about it. And I'm going to make her several. But you can go through and you can tuck some greenery in between the cinnamon stick and the glue. I'm sorry, the cinnamon stick and the clothespin, just stick it into the glue. Yep, that'll open and close. Whoops. And I just got black paint all over it. So do not worry about having the paint, because what you can do when this happens is you can paint. I got to go through and I'm going to have to add some paint to Santa Claus, but you can go through and you can paint this clothespin whatever color you just messed up with. In this case, it's black. So the clothespin, glue, and everything is about to be black. It won't take but a minute. That's the thing about when your hands shake, you drop things. I'll go through and I'll finish painting this later, but I want to give you an idea. So anytime you're painting something, if you make a mistake, do not panic. Do not worry. Do not get upset. It can always be fixed. You can either paint over it or sand it off, but it is okay. So I don't want to hear anybody say, oh, I'd make a mess. No, if you do, it's okay. All right. In my world, you're not allowed to give yourself a hard time over something like this. So I'm just going to paint the half of it just so you can see it. So there you go. It's going to be black. It's just going to be like it was glued onto a black clothespin. That's all. And I'll go through and touch up the white. So the white I've touched up, and I got it on his cheek. So let me set this down very carefully this time. Get black paint off my fingers. And voila, good as new. And I'll go through and I'll paint the rest of it black. But I'll do that at a later moment. Since I have another cinnamon stick, I'm just going to go ahead and paint it too. Why not? Super simple. So again, just kind of dab it on here and there. Kind of kind of do an oval pattern actually. Oval pattern for Santa's face. White for the fur. White for the fur. White for the beard. Red for the hat. The nose. And then white for the fluff ball. We'll come back in just a minute after it dry. I'm not going anywhere. We're just going to let it dry for a minute. And then come back and put his little eyes. Just the dots with the pen. Oh, I almost brought his mouth again. Oopsies. Because we got to get him a happy face, right? So that's as fast as it is to make one of these. Really super quick. So if you've got to sit down and you need like small gifts for an office party, you can sit down and do these in like no time. Really, the longest is going to be waiting on this to dry so you can put the sealer on it. We're going to give that a minute. So now, you dip my fingers in the water here. So now we're going to go back to the jar. Everything is still drying, so I'm going to work on the lid. Now the lid is really easy. Don't panic. No panicking. No panic. Okay. I picked up some white felt. Dollar Tree. So this was like, I think, $1.50. And I'm just going to guesstimate this. I know I shouldn't estimate it, but I'm going to. And if you have white at home or whatever color, if you've got fabric at home, you don't have to buy it, which is really nice. So I'm gonna go. Let me just show you here. I don't think. Well, yeah, you can kind of see it. I'm gonna go with about 4 inches. Yeah, let's say 3 inches on either side, roughly. Gonna use my pinking shears. My pinking shears were actually a gift from a few years ago. And I think this is like the second or third time I've used them. Now, if I was a purist, I'd go through, I would measure this neatly. But I'm not. I probably should be. My mother would be fussing at me right now, not folding that back quite right. So, okay, with the pinking shears, I'm just going to go through and I'm going to pink the other two edges. This helps keep it from raveling. And you can go through, if you're concerned about it raveling, you can go through and you can put Mod Podge on the edges. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to pink them. It will be fine. Because this is not something that's going to see heavy use. If it was something that was going to see heavy use, I probably would Mod Podge the edges, but this is not. This is a Christmas item that's going to get put up on the shelf and then put away in a box after the holidays. And it will have bubbles or candy or something like that in it. So not something that's going to see, like I said, not something like it's going to see lots of use. Okay. So I have this cut and it's all ready. And I'm going to kind of fold the center to kind of figure out where the middle point is. I'm just going to estimate that and I'm going to put my jar lid at that point. So again with the hot glue. I'm just going to put my jar lid right on that. And now I'm going to go through and add glue onto the sides of the jar lid, just like so, and glue it down. Smooth it out as you can as you go. And just glue, glue, glue. Kind of work quick when you go to smooth it down because you've only got a few seconds till that hot glue cools. And you've got less time if you're using low temp glue. So there you go. I might go through and trim that up a little bit. Let me think about it. But now I'm just going to put a little ribbon around it. Red ribbon, red ribbon. Here we go. And when you're measuring your ribbon, make sure to allow for some overlap. Do a couple inches there. I'll make sure my hot glue is loaded and enough is melting. Because this you're gonna have to go pretty quick for. So let me see my glue stick here. I'm gonna need another one. Get it. I'm gonna get it ready. So what do you all think? Are these complicated projects, do you think, or do you think you could get some done at home? I want to know what you think. All right, on this one, we're gonna pick a spot and we're just gonna start gluing the ribbon down. Whoops, I'm gonna have to put a little dot right there underneath. There we go. And these DIY projects are perfect gifts for small spaces. So if you know somebody who's got a small apartment and they don't need something big, this would be good. Especially the Santa clothespins, the candle holder, any of these would be good. The jar Apartments, RVs. If I'm going to do a van, I would probably stick with the clothespins because you've got extra small space in a van, right? For van life. So small, small. And this you got to work pretty quick. Now, if I wanted to, on the top of the jar, I could put uh, a little figure like a snowman or something. I'm not going to. There is a little place on the top of the jar where you can see the glue mark, but I've got a couple of options for that. For that, to cover up the glue mark, I could put a bow or a figure on it. Like I said, that'd be fine. But since I've got the paint and the stickers, if I wanted to, I could put some little stickers on the top, a couple of snowflakes, and the candy cane. But since I've got the paint, I will go through and I will paint a candy cane on the top of this, just like we just did. See how cool that is? Now I'm at the point where I'm going to overlap the ribbon just a little bit. And that just helps secure it. And I might go through and trim that down a little bit. So let me just show you how easy this candy cane's really going to be, even the easiest, because I don't have to put white. I've already got white down there. So I just need to go through with red and then black. How cool is that? And I'm just going to put one candy cane on it. I'm going to angle my stripes. So I've already got the candy cane done, right? So let me go through and take my black marker. What did I do with it? There it is. Boom. Done. Now, I do think it's a little plain, so I'm going to put some polka dots on it. Polka dots. Oh my gosh, I have to tell you all. Polka dots are so simple. Take the end of your brush, the very end, the wooden part, right there. Stick it in the paint. Boom. Polka dot. And I'm just going to go kind of randomly. Boom, boom. Ta-da! Now, back to my little jar. I'm going to paint a bow, I think. I've just decided to do that. Now, this one, we're going to go dark first. Counterintuitive. Let me do this the right way. Show you all how to use it by putting it on your plate or your piece of foil or your piece of parchment. And for this, you do want your bigger brush just because it's easier. Boom. It's got the bow on it. And then it's just a matter of letting it dry and putting the Mod Podge on it, and it's done. So in what? How long has it been? An hour? Yeah. I think I will trim that down a little bit. But there you go. That jar is done, except for the Mod Podge. Now I've got to let it dry real good. So for this, I'm going to let it cure for 24 hours. That means it's just going to sit. I'm not going to do anything to it. It's just going to dry. And then I'll come back and I'll put the coat of sealer on it. And I might come through and put some polka dots on the jar. Maybe. I'm not sure about that. But we'll see. And I'll give you an idea of what it looks like. I'll just put a white paper towel in here so you can see the design better. How's that? Is that not cute? Let me know what you think. Drop that in the comments, okay? I think it's cute. Now, I've got this Santa face over here that is dry enough for me to go ahead and put the eyes on it. And then I'm going to Mod Podge it and show you all that all you're doing is putting just a quick coat of plain. It's kind of like a glue-like stuff when you see it. I got the eyes on them. And if you don't have Mod Podge, I don't want you to worry, because the other thing on items like this that are small, if you don't have Mod Podge, just use nail polish. Easy. Because I know a lot of us ladies have our nail polish, or we might not have Mod Podge. Make sure that your brush is really clean and that you have all the paint out of it. I have a little cup here I've been swishing my paintbrushes out in. You all see that. Hi, welcome. Thank you for coming by tonight. I do a lot of travel, lifestyle, and service dog videos. And so, as part of that, I'm trying to get ready for Christmas with DIY projects and budget projects. So, I'm going to be coming on and over the next couple of weeks and doing various projects. I'm really glad you're here. Go ahead and give me a like on the video, please, when you get to that point, live stream rather. I hope things have been going well for you, Robert. Let me just go ahead and pour some out here on the plate. Just watch where you're pouring it because you want to make sure that nothing else is touching it. Whoops. There we go. I pulled out a little bit more than I had in mind, but that's okay. And then, boom. And it's going to look cloudy. It's going to look white. Don't panic. That's like the kids' glue at school, okay? It looks white, but when it dries clear. And you're just going to put a good coating over your Santa Claus, just over the face. There you go. Then put the pin back on it or put it on your clothespin if you're going to be using it for decoration for clothespin. Put a magnet on it. Anything like that you want to do. So while we've been here, I have done the jar, the candle holder, one Santa, and I'm going to call this a half a Santa since I messed up and I got to go through and paint the other side black. But that's how he's going to look once everything's done. And I'm going to do several of these so she'll have them for her cards. She's like me. She'll take a ribbon and hang it up on the wall with a couple of thumbtacks and then clothespin her cards on. So she has them on display too. So there you go. And that's all there is to it. Super simple, super fast projects, super cheap projects. If you, like I said, if you don't have the cinnamon sticks, you can use the sticks out of the yard, dry them well, and take the bark off. Okay. Put a slight coat of Mod Podge on it, and then go. And then once you put your Santa, another coat of Mod Podge. Okay. And for those of you who haven't seen it, this is the little candle holder. All I did was put stickers on it. No painting required, just stickers. And if you didn't want to give it with a candle in it, you could put some potpourri in it. Lots of different things there. So, what do you think? Let me know. Put your messages down in the comments to tell me if you like these or if you didn't, or if this is something you can do at home yourself, or if you feel like you can't, or if you have questions or ideas, let me know. But I want to thank you all so much for watching and for coming out tonight and catching it later on the live stream. Tomorrow is Thanksgiving here in the U.S. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful Thanksgiving. And I hope you get ready for a bodacious Christmas season. Just go out, have fun, and enjoy it because that's what being bodacious is all about. Thank you all again. You have a good night. Bye.